Hello. Thank you all for attending. Did you know that by 2052, all fossil fuels will have become depleted? While there are many theories of how greenhouse gases will deteriorate the planet, Michael Hook of Energy Policy states that it is concluded that the current set of emission scenarios is perforated by optimistic expectations on fossil fuel production that are improbable or even unrealistic. In a 2013 article titled Depletion of Fossil Fuels and Anthropogenic Climate Change, a review. This means that the world needs to become fossil fuel independent sooner than later. With this end in sight, sometimes it's easy to forget about the means. There are so many problems with renewable energy sources that the solution to our future power needs is fission nuclear power, which is actually a non-renewable resource. To start, I will share with you the many problems we currently have with energy production. The world desperately needs alternatives to non-renewable resources, but renewable resources have problems as well. Oil, natural gas, and coal all pollute the environment. These fossil fuels create CO2 and greenhouse gases, which is dangerous and also inefficient. To many, the solution is solar, wind, and hydropower. However, all of these are also expensive, inefficient, and unreliable. Solar, manufacturing, transportation, and installation provide a lot of pollution. Wind degrades habitats of wildlife, fish, and plants. And hydropower destroys habitats, is even more expensive, and can be dangerous. The largest energy disaster ever was in China, and it was a dam that exploded, killing over 100,000 people. Next up, we have nuclear power. The idea of nuclear proliferation may seem scary to many people, and in a paper from Lutz Mies in a 2012 energy policy study titled Nuclear Energy, Any Solution for Sustainability and Climate Protection, it was shown that the impressive expansion of nuclear reactors in the 1960s and 1970s slowed down after the meltdown in Harrisburg, the 3 Mile Island, and the nuclear explosion in Chernobyl. Since you now know the problems with renewable energy sources, here are some reasons nuclear fission is a solution to virtually every one of these issues. Of every energy source, nuclear fission is the clear solution. The large downside is fear and negative connotations associated with nuclear energy and nuclear bombs. However, public opinion should not supersede facts. The worst nuclear incident in the U.S. occurred at the 3 Mile Island facility. But according to Yale researchers, Richard Rhodes, in a 2019 article titled Why Nuclear Power Must Be Part of the Energy Solution, the approximately 2 million people around the 3 Mile Island received an average radiation dose of only about 1 millirem above the usual dose. To put this into context, exposure from a chest x-ray is about 6 millirem. In addition, the meltdown saw 0 fatalities. Technically, not renewable, but energy efficient is alternative. This means that while it uses uranium to produce the energy, the uranium will be depleted by about 200 years from now. However, thorium, another element, can be used, and using fission can last us up to 40,000 years. So the future is fission in the eye of author Martin Goulian of Energy Policy in a 2016 article titled Middle Term Thorium Strategy for PWR Fleets, who wrote that thorium constitutes a natural resource alternative to uranium to fuel nuclear fission power plants. Nuclear fission is more efficient and also cheaper than renewable as well as non-renewable resources. With fossil fuels, refueling is almost every day, but with nuclear fission, it takes the place only 2 years. So there's a lot less time of maintenance and more time of creating energy. And while nuclear fission is more expensive to build, it's actually cheaper to run because you need way less workers than renewable as well as non-renewable resources. So the energy capacity factors were calculated in an article by Mike Mueller titled "Nuclear Power is the Most Reliable Energy Source and It's Not Even Close" on energy.gov, which shows nuclear as the most efficient producer. You can see here at 92.5% nuclear at the top, and then all the other renewable and non-renewable sources just go down from there, with mostly the renewable resources at the bottom, with wind and solar at 20 to 30% efficiency. Nuclear fission is also safer, according to research completed by Kuntz and Wand for ProPublica in a 2011 article titled "Charting Human Cost of Different Types of Energy." Nuclear energy is far safer than all other largest energy producers. As you can see here, the top 5 energy resources, with oil, natural gas, and coal being at the top. Oil with over 3,000 deaths, natural gas with over 1,000 deaths, coal with over 2,000 deaths, and then we have nuclear with 0 deaths. And then we also have hydropower, which has 14 deaths. And wind and solar aren't even on that chart because relatively they don't make that much power, but it's actually interesting because solar power actually creates more radiation than nuclear power. Now that you know that the solution to the energy problems of tomorrow have already been available for generations, in conclusion, the solution to the need of alternative energy sources is fission nuclear power, due to the many problems with renewable energy sources. This conclusion is only relevant in 2021, however, due to the unknown revelations of future energy sources. While the answer is currently nuclear fission, the future may hold nuclear fusion or maybe more efficient solar panels. The truth of the value of nuclear energy must become widely known in order to become widely acceptable.